When I was a kid, our class had a bully, and I'm just gonna call him John, right? And John, he bullied everybody in like a very run of the mill way. Like this was very standard bullying. Like slap the books out your hand. What's that? Your nose, blow, right? And I think one of the reasons we let him get away with it wasn't just because he was a little bit bigger than all of us, but his voice changed first. And it changed so young, we didn't know what to do with that. Like, we didn't know that was coming for the rest of us. So then John would just walk up like, give me your homework. And I'd be like, that sounds like the devil. So, because I'm not equipped with holy water today, you gonna get this math homework. And there was another kid in our class, Reeve. And Reeve... I'm not gonna say he didn't have any friends, but Reeve had friends for like 20 minutes at a time because Reeve was one of the singular most annoying people I'd ever met in my entire life. It was almost to the level of a skill or a talent. It was absolutely insane. As an example, right? Reeve loved anime. And that's fine. I love anime too. But Reeve loved anime in a way that I didn't love anime because I at least know anime not real. Reeve loved anime to the point where he was letting it affect how he runs. Some of you know exactly what I'm talking about. Like he could never do anything regular. He had to do it anime every time. He could never just turn around. He had to be like, you ask Reeve a question, he doesn't know the answer. He can't just think about it. He has to go, It's like... As a fellow anime lover, I'm like, dog, chill. You making us look bad. Stop. Please. Oh, it was insane. And one day, we were at lunch, and Reeve was trying to make his carton of milk explode, right? You know, with his powers. And so he holding his hand over the carton of milk, not touching it, holding it over. Nothing happening because it's not real. He finally gets so tired of waiting for the powers to activate that he grabbed the milk, squeeze it, drop it, and go, I did it. No, I did it. Y'all just didn't see it when I did it. But yeah, no, I did it. Ooh, I got it. Now, when he picked it up and he crushed it, milk went everywhere. And a lot of milk just spurted out and landed all over John. And John stood up, turned around, walked up to Reeve, towering over him, and was like, you got milk on me. We gonna fight later. And never before in my young life had I been so excited for violence. Because as word spread, people were taking sides. They were like, no, John gonna kill Reeve. And we're like, no, Reeve weird. I bet you he gonna scratch him to death. Like he has that X factor. We might be able to get rid of both of them at the same time. And so after school, we gathered around in a little circle in front of the two of them. They're about to fight, right? And John is like lumbering back and forth. And we knew John was strong, but he also, he moved slow. And he was moving slow pre-fight. He was just stalking back and forth like Mike Tyson in the early 90s, just like ready to do something terrible, right? And then on the other side of this imagined ring, Reeve is using his pre-fight time to power up. I've watched a lot of anime, and I've never seen what this child did next. Because to power up, the first thing he did was let his knees buckle. What is this? What power are you drawing from the earth right here like this? This doesn't make any sense at all. He over here, knees buckled, arms out. This is not how you power up in any anime. This is how you fall down the stairs if you a slinky. All right. And this boy here, like this, doing the power up yell. Oh! And then the fight starts, and the fight starts with Reeve attacking John, right? Coming right at him, but he coming at him in the power-up stance. So he over, oh! And admittedly, John didn't know what to do. He really was like, oh, oh, oh. And so they start fighting, and kind of what we thought was gonna happen happens. John is big, he's strong, but he telegraphs all his punches, and he's slow. Boom, but he's missing, right? And Reeves attacks. Reeves' attacks have a lot of energy to them. That's not really going anywhere. Like, instead of punching, he over here, yeah! And so he's fast enough getting out of John's way, but not doing any damage. And so John over here punching air, and Reeve over here throwing air. So it's not really a fight. But I really was gathered around all those people, shoulder to shoulder, watching two of them go at it like, fight, 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 fight. First time in my life. Fight, 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 fight. So when I think about Elon and Trump, right? It's like, it's like one of the most insane bouts I've ever watched take place in my life. In case you haven't heard, Elon and Trump are fighting. And it's like Christmas came early and twice. Like, the only person calling for peace is Kanye West. That's crazy. It's crazy. And we knew that this thing was bound to happen, you know? Because you have to think of who Elon is as a person and who Trump is as a person, right? And it's wild because one, richest man in the world, one, most powerful man in the world and everything, but they had a shaky alliance from the start because I don't think we gave Trump in the moment enough credit for how nice he was being to Elon. He was very nice to Elon. You know? Because Elon, weird. Wait. Elon weird, and Trump didn't say anything about it the entire time, acting like he didn't see it. Like, that's not who he is as a person. Trump is a natural bully. Like, that's what he does, you know? And he was very nice to Elon by omission. I'm not just talking about what he said, because Trump is always using superlatives if he likes you. If he likes you, you're the best, smartest, most amazing that's ever done it, right? That's how he speaks. But he was nice to Elon by what he didn't say. No? Because you got to remember, Donald Trump is the same man who roasted the supreme leader of North Korea to his face. I don't know if y'all remember, it was like 2018 or something, and Kim Jong-un and him met up to have dinner and like talks and stuff like that, and there was a photographer there taking pictures of both of them before they sat down for the dinner, and Trump turned to the photographer and was like, "You making us all look nice and handsome and thin?" A lot of people think Kim Jong-un doesn't speak or understand English. He understands English. He consumes a lot of American media. And Kim Jong-un was even standing there like, did he? You know I kill people, right? Oh, that same guy was very nice to Elon. And he was nice to Elon by omission because Elon jumped in front of Trump. You saw the jump. The world saw the jumps. Trump invited Elon on stage, and Elon walked on stage like, this man showed bottom belly in front of Donald Trump. This grown man showed full belly button, broad daylight in front of Donald Trump, and Trump said nothing. Acting like he didn't see it. Just let that dude start talking right after. That was wild. No, Elon jumped because he was excited. And he was excited because what was about to happen had never happened before. Never before, right? Obviously, Elon, richest man in the world, and as long as there's been money infused in politics, the wealthy have had a ton of influence. That's nothing new. What was about to happen was unprecedented. This rich man was about to actually get to go in the government himself. No back channels, no liaisons. He was going to go in the government himself. He was going to end every investigation into him and his companies. He was going to fire everyone investigating. He was very excited. And I guess he was more excited than any president we've ever had because all of our presidents have kept their feet on the ground the entire time. There's no old footage of Kennedy like, it doesn't exist. There's no portrait of Thomas Jefferson like, no, get the one where he was getting air. That was... This man jumped in front of Donald Trump. Trump said nothing. Elon laughed in front of Trump. As someone who has traveled the world and continues to travel the world, making people laugh, I've heard all types of laughs. And believe me when I tell you, Elon laughed like he throwing up. Watch any interview Elon does where he makes a joke, because only he will get it, and then he starts laughing, and he's just sitting there like, you know, it's because it's comedy. It's you know, it's funny with jokes. This man laughed in front of Donald Trump. Trump said nothing. Elon danced in front of Donald Trump. Elon danced like... Elon danced like he gotta look at each body part first to give it permission to move. Like, it is truly a style. He'll be there. In front of Donald Trump. And Trump didn't say a word. That's like sitting Eminem down in front of a yacht going 40 knots, holding 30 thoughts who are each holding bulbs that are 20 watts, and he can't rap about it at all. That's his whole thing. It's wild that he's not saying anything. He is being very nice to Elon. And I knew it wasn't gonna hold. Everybody knew it was gonna fall apart. We didn't know when, but we knew it was a short-lived alliance. And it was short-lived, in my opinion, for two reasons, all right? The first one is that you cannot ever watch someone treat everyone terribly and think that that doesn't mean they'll do the same thing to you under the right conditions. You know what I mean? And I should be clear here. I'm not talking about someone who has a bad day, someone who's in a bad way at the moment. We're all human. People have bad days. I'm talking about someone who, by and large, treats people terribly, but is nice to you. It's only for right now. As soon as you're in the position the other people are in, they'll treat you the same way. And if you don't think so, you're a fool. And both of them, without exception, think that they are the exception. Oh no, I've seen him scream at everybody and, treat them like trash. It won't happen to me though. All right? One has the most money in the world. One has the most power in the world. But neither one of them have respect for anybody. And the three things that men like them seek, and I think that they seek them because maybe they're the only things that they care about, or maybe they truly believe that if they get these three or enough of them, everything else will fall into place. But men like these men are obsessed with money, power, and respect. You can't have all the money in the world, you can have all the power in the world, but a lot of people conflate fear with respect. And they're not the same thing. You can be afraid of what someone could do to you with all of their money. It doesn't mean you respect them. You can be afraid of what someone can do to you with all of their power. It doesn't mean that you respect them. And you know it because as soon as the money is gone, the respect is gone. As soon as the power is gone, the respect is gone. And there are plenty of people. There are plenty of people I've known growing up in my life, men that I looked up to who did not have any money. And they didn't have any more power than enough to control themselves, but I respected them because of how they treated people, how they carried themselves. And respect is the one thing, one of many, that can't be bought and it can't be forced. And neither one of them really get that. And they don't respect anyone. So eventually this was gonna come to a head. And I knew it was starting because Elon truly believes, he's even said so, that he bought Trump that election. He spent $250 to $280 million in the election. He believes, look, you lost the last one, you won this one. I'm the difference, I'm the deciding factor. I got you that election. And you're not gonna convince a man like Donald Trump that you got him anything. He's like, that's my base, those are my voters, they like me, they don't like you. You didn't get me anything. I'll gladly take your money, but you didn't get me the election. I got it myself. That was always gonna be a sticking point. And so then Elon took that belief and he took it to a local race in Wisconsin, right? And he was even doing like little $1 million raffles if you vote for the person who wants you to vote for. It was very confusing how it worked. Like I didn't get it at all. And he even went to Wisconsin, was stumping for this person, was there in Wisconsin. And then the candidate that he backed lost by double digits. And it's because people see how much money he has. He's the richest man in the world, but they don't like or respect him. He hurt that candidate by being there and by doing those raffles. It would be like if someone came to you, and let's say in this scenario, you're working and you're doing all right, you're getting by, and maybe sometimes it's paycheck to paycheck, things get rough, right? But someone comes up to you and they're like, hey, you just won the lottery. And you're like, what? I didn't even enter. Don't worry, we got you. What? How much did I win? $1 billion. Going from paycheck to paycheck to $1 billion. That's crazy. And you're like, there's gotta be a catch. I didn't enter any lottery. What do I have to do? And they're like, that's simple. You just have to hang out with Elon for the rest of your life. And at least based on what those people did in Wisconsin, they were like, you know what, actually, my job at McDonald's is perfect. I really like being customer facing. I like the rapport I have with my coworkers. Just keep that money and him away from me, please. Because he could not buy the race because as much money, don't get me wrong, $1 million, ton of money. That's a ton of money. And people have done way worse for less, but at a certain point, people reach their breaking point. And they're like, no, I have enough respect for myself. I have enough respect for my community, for my state to not just vote this way, just for some money from a guy who I know is a bad actor, you know? And once that happened, I knew it was probably up for Elon. Because he lost that race. He hurt that candidate by going there. And if there's one thing Donald Trump hates, is a loser. And you could see some of the shine wearing off of Elon. Because initially, when the administration started, they protected Elon heavy. Anybody said anything about him, anybody did anything, they were on it like that immediately. But then Elon started getting on people's nerves. You know, initially, when they won, somebody would ask a question, they'd shut it down to the media. Elon is a patriot. He's helping clear this government of waste, fraud, and abuse. You leave Elon alone. And then people started to rebel against Elon specifically through Tesla. Tesla's stock started plummeting. People stopped buying Teslas. And then people started vandalizing Teslas. They started blowing up Teslas. And then Pam Bondi came on the news and was like, if you vandalize a Tesla, we will find you. We will prosecute you. They were helping Elon a lot. Trump even turned the front of the White House into like a dealership for a day. And he had Elon there, right? They were doing their best to help Elon. But then, as you saw the months go by, they started mentioning him less. You started seeing them together less. You could tell this thing was waning. And then, how I know that they had stopped protecting him, his 130 days was up as the Doge, like, daddy or whatever. Like, I don't know what this job is. Like, depending on who you ask on what day, he's like an advisor, but he's the leader, but he's not involved. It's like, it's all very weird, but he can only do it for 130 days because as America, we only have like 3 laws left. And one of them is that you can't be in a made up position for more than 130 days. And so it was like time. And so it was time for him to go, right? And it being time for him to go, he asked Trump if he could stay. And Trump was like, dang, man. We only have so many, like, bathrooms in here. Like, it wouldn't work, you know? I imagine Trump had the reaction that you would have if the worst person you know asked if they could live with you for a little while. Just like, oh, dang, my place just flooded just now. That's right when you asked me to. That's crazy. I know we're not there, but I can feel with my bed underwater. Like, it's just a thing I have. So you should probably find somewhere for both of us to stay because I need somewhere to stay too. Find a place for both of us to stay and you just stay there. That would be great. And so Elon, shows up for his last day at work, and the president is in the Oval Office with him, honoring him, giving him a key to nowhere. And one of the ways I knew they had stopped protecting Elon is because there were like 2 publications that came out, one the day before he left Doge, one the day of, and both those publications from like high caliber written journalism basically said headline contents were basically, did y'all know he was a crackhead? Like, he been a crackhead. That's crazy. Elon a full crackhead. I had no idea. They were listing the drugs he was doing. They're like, he does cocaine, he does mushrooms, some hallucinogens and everything, ketamine. Horses can't keep up with Elon. Like, he really out here a full crackhead. That's wild. And then, to prove the doubters, the detractors, what Elon would call the full-blown liars wrong, he showed up to the Oval Office for his last day of work, higher than his sprockets go. This man was in the Oval Office standing next to the President of the United States, tweaking. This man was over hitting He looked like he arguing 5 minutes into the future. It was wild to watch. This man over... could not stop moving. At one point, the only, like, you have to watch the video, but like, the only way I could describe it is he felt like a slow Michael Jackson, right? Like, just, he was just over here like, no, it was insane. This man next to the president cracking out, and Trump said nothing. And then he left, you know? He left, and I'll admit to you right now, I thought it was like a PR stunt. I really did. I thought that he was leaving, and then he'd just keep running Doge in the background, and this would take some of the heat off of him. Now you wouldn't think of him so directly. People wouldn't attack his businesses so hard, because in the time that he entered politics to present, he's lost somewhere around like $100 billion or something like that. And it's all like a valuation thing. It goes up and down, but you could see that at least the boards of the businesses that he was on are genuinely worried, even if he doesn't care. So I thought he was gonna leave politics for a little while, keep working in the shadows. Maybe the stock would go up a little bit, but nothing would really change. And it turns out that was not the case. He had really been getting on people's nerves. Like hard. And you saw it with Trump. They used to always, be talking about Elon, mention him, to not mentioning him at all. And then the people that Elon had to deal with, it wasn't really Trump as much as the actual cabinet, and they couldn't stand that dude. They hated that dude so much. And so he's really out. And you hear reports, now this stuff is all hearsay, I don't know if any of it is true, but apparently he was having shouting matches with Marco Rubio all the time. All of these cabinet people that Trump got in, Elon has had a spat with most of them, right? Scott Bessent, apparently him and Elon almost got in an actual fight. Scott Bessent doesn't look like he can fight. If you... If you don't know what Scott Bessent look or sound like, just imagine if like printer paper came to life. Like and Elon was truly out. He was out, and one thing really stuck out to me. It was the fact that Elon and Trump share a sort of lived experience where they're not used to hearing no and it's sticking. No is usually an inconvenience to a yes for them. They usually get their way. And so for Elon to be told no, and then he was actually sidelined, and then things that he wanted to happen weren't happening. He wanted some dude that he recommended to be the head of NASA. Trump said no. And then there were things that Elon didn't like because he felt like apparently they were undercutting all his work, like Trump's big, beautiful bill it's named the Big Beautiful Bill because imagination. And Elon has hated that thing, I guess, for a while. Just the idea of it. It's almost universally despised. Democrats obviously hate it, and Republicans also hate it, but for different reasons. They don't care that it's like gutting, programs and whole agencies, and that we're all gonna die. They don't like it because it raises the deficit anywhere from $3 to $5 trillion, right? And so it takes about 4 or 5 days. And then Elon tweets. He's like, I can't stand it anymore. I cannot stand it anymore. This bill is a disgusting abomination. And everybody in the House that voted for it, you know you did wrong, right? And Trump said nothing. I was like, did he find God or something? Like what is happening? This is not the dude we know. He attacks those who attack him. And he's finally asked about it. He's asked about it in a press conference, and they tell him exactly what Elon said. He's like, I'm really disappointed with Elon. He knew the bill. He knew it better than some of the people that voted on it. He knew this bill, and he knew it was going to be cutting, his electric vehicle credits like that. Maybe that's what he's upset about. I have no idea. But in case you don't remember, I was very nice to him. That dude showed up with a black eye. I didn't say anything. Because he did. Elon showed up for his last day of work, high and with a black eye that Trump just fully let go. He didn't point at it, didn't motion to it, nothing. Was very chill about the black eye. And then, in the Oval Office, these are some of, not all, but some of the top journalists in America. Obviously, they have questions for Elon of what his plans are. Now that he's leaving Doge, he's going to spend all his time on his companies. They have plans to ask Trump questions about what he's going to do with Doge now that Elon is gone. What's the future of it, right? But these top journalists, the first question that I at least saw them ask was, what's wrong with your eye? Like that's... Nobody gonna say nothing? Like his eye. And then Elon was like, "Oh, it's actually like a funny story. I asked my 5-year-old, my 5-year-old little ex. I told him to punch me with Ralph Hussein. I told him to punch me, and he punched me. I got a black eye. It was actually, he's strong for a 5-year-old. It's kind of funny." Elon said he had a black eye because his 5-year-old punched him. That's a crackhead story if I ever heard one. That is a full crackhead lie. You must have the most synthetic skin known to man if this 5-year-old is out here dodging and giving black eyes. Oh, and so Trump was like, look, maybe we'll go on to have a great relationship. Maybe we won't, because that's the thing. People come in here with us, they like being here, and then when it's time to go, they either embrace it or they lose their minds. You can tell who broke up with who by how people move after a breakup. You know what I mean? Because while Trump is talking, Elon is tweeting. He's tweeting, and it's a lot. This dude goes all the way back to Trump's old tweets from like 2013, 2015, where he's like, I can't believe what they're doing with the spending bill. This is such irresponsible spending. If you have this much of a deficit, you won't have a country. And he's going back and showing all these old tweets, and he's quote tweeting them like wise words. Once again, you can tell who broke up with who, because for you to scroll back to 2013, you hurt. You are mad. You know how much his thumbs must be exhausted. 2013 tweets. Trump was tweeting 272 times a day, and he made it all the way back to 2013, which means he read them all. He hurt. So he hitting them with the 2013 "this you" text. Like, that's crazy. That was insane. And he keeps tweeting. He's getting madder and madder. I don't even know what's happening in the background, but he is tweeting himself down a tunnel because every time he tweets, Tesla stock drops by like $13 billion. It's just going down and down and down and down. And he's tweeting up a storm, right? He even tweets out, he's like, you wouldn't have won without me. Okay? If it hadn't been for me, Republicans wouldn't have won the House. The Dems would be in the House. The Dems would have the White House, and you'd have a slim majority in the Senate. You ungrateful. Keeps tweeting, keeps tweeting, keeps tweeting. Getting more and more upset. I don't know what's happening in the background, but this man is getting more and more pissed off. He even tweets, every single one of you Republican senators who votes for this bill will be voted out next term, all right? I will put money behind it, okay? He over here, honestly, Elon over here talking like he won the people or something. Like, I was like, what is happening right now? What do you mean, we, dog? Like, make me uncomfortable. But he says it, and then he said, oh, he's getting madder and madder and madder. And then he tweets out threatening Republicans specifically. He's like, look, here's the deal. Trump's gonna be the president for 3.5 more years. I'm gonna be around for 40. That must have sent chills down your spine if you were a Republican senator, any Congress. But Trump is going to be president for 3.5 more years. I'll be around for 40. You could hear the threat in it when you read it. Trump is going to be president 3.5 more years. I will be around for 40. And I was sitting in my room like, not on crack, like not on crack. Like that's not, you must not know what crack is. Like that's not nutritious at all. The crack is not good for you. You should not have crack. Be around for 40. All right. Oh, it's insane. And then Trump finally tweets. He's had enough. And you can tell he's had enough because we know the type of man Trump is. We know the type of figure he is, the type of president he is. He's had enough of this, and he's been holding back. He's been very nice to Elon. I'm sure in his head, he was like, I've been very, very nice to this dude. Elon acts and moves like he snuck into a body. And Trump didn't say anything. Trump is over here like, I didn't mention the jumping, the laughing, anything. This man blew crack smoke on my shoulder, and I didn't. I was very nice to him. And so then Trump tweets out, he's like, hey, yo, one of the easiest ways for us to save billions and billions and billions of dollars, just get rid of all of Musk's government contracts. That would do it quick. And then Democrats were like, do you mean it? Or like, are you just mad or you mean it? All right, I was just asking. Okay. And then Elon tweets this clip that is him and Trump in front of a Tesla in front of the White House, and the quote for the tweet just says, remember when? I was like, oh, he hurt. Oh, he must be sick right now. I've been broken up with most of my life, but I've never hit somebody with a remember when. So crazy. Remember when? And then Musk tweets again. He's like, hey, since Trump wants to threaten my government contracts, how about SpaceX just goes ahead and disassembles Dragon whatever ship right now? And that would be all well and good, except there are 4 astronauts in the International Space Station right now that are probably floating like, what did we do? Like that's, I'm not in this at all. Oh, because they're mad, furious, going at each other, you know? And then I don't know what pulls the trigger, you know. Trump tweeted one more time and it still felt very reserved. It felt very nice. He was like, look, I don't care if Elon turns against me. I want the big, beautiful bill passed. He could just deal with it. Let's get this legislation done, right? And then Elon tweets out, all right, time to drop the big bomb. Trump is in the Epstein files. That's why they haven't come out yet. Have a nice day, DJT. You can tell who broke up with who because the person that gets broken up with is the one that tries to ruin your life and tells you have a nice day in like the same breath. Oh, that's crazy. That's gonna be a hard one to dig yourself out of because Epstein is like the burying ground. It is the conspiracy 101. Right? So many people had podcasts, had hours of content going over Epstein, talking about who might be involved, who's in the Epstein files, who's in the Epstein log, his little black book, all that stuff, going over and over and over it, getting people really feverish over it. And then some of those same people, because of who they are and because who they're connected to, they get in office. They get into government office through Trump, right? That was a mistake because even the hardcore conspiracy theorists knew. When Elon tweeted that out, Trump is in the Epstein files. That's why they haven't come out yet. Almost right underneath is Alex Jones saying, God help us all. Elon the guy, Alex Jones press. Because where do you go from here truly, you know? Where do you go? Because those same people who were talking about, if they just let me in a room full of files, I'd find the Epstein files in 5 minutes. Just let me in the room. And now you're in the FBI. And so when people ask you, what's up? And you're like, actually, it's nothing. Like, don't worry about it. Nothing happened. Just go back to what you were doing. It's not. That does not sound real. I'm not saying anything else is even going on. I'm saying what you have stoked makes it impossible to stomp out. There will never be enough information coming out. There will never be enough stuff uncovered. There'll never be enough files released. You know, they tried initially. They tried. They were like, hey, we're releasing the Epstein file. They even made it like, you know, like a Fox News event. Epstein files coming out 9 p.m. tonight, right? And when they released it to a lot of these like blue check conspiracy theorists, Twitter influence. I don't even know what it's called, but they released it to them. And those people were on fire. Those people were pissed. Because when they actually opened it and they read it, because they meant it. These are true believers, by the way. These aren't people that are like part of the grift. They're reading it and they realize that everything in these things has already been released already. There's no new information in these things. In fact, they did such a bad job of trying to make it look real that they redacted stuff that was already public. And that was, for that conspiracy theory group, very weird. That was very, very weird, you know? And so that was already strike one. And now Elon's saying this, that's strike two. Because it's not like that's new information. We knew that Trump was involved with Epstein. There's literally video of them partying together and stuff like that, like on MSNBC from 1992. Like that's not news or anything. But when you're a conspiracy theorist and nothing is enough, you know? And so then in the background, people are trying to chill this thing out. There are White House aides, there's Elon's assistants trying to get these two to mediate, not make it any worse than it is right now. You know? And as of the time I'm talking, there's a lot of stuff that Elon's taken down, like tweets that he took down. And even Trump is trying to be very nice to Elon. They asked him his first interview since all this happened. And he's like, look, I don't know. I'm just trying to run the country. I wish him well and everything. I don't know anything about his drug habit and him being a full-on crackhead. That's not any of my business, right? So publicly, he's putting on a very good face. He's trying to be very professional, very presidential. And apparently, rumor has it, privately, he is calling everybody he knows, like, you know you're a crackhead, right? Like, no, he blew the smoke right on my back. I had to get my suit cleaned. And look, I'm not saying that this is the end of either of them. I don't know if they'll reconcile. I don't think that's even possible. I just know it's the first time that I'm standing shoulder to shoulder with a bunch of people, watching two people go at it like fight. Yo, Detroit, y'all been amazing. Thank you so much.
Welcome to the Josh Johnson Show. I'm Josh Johnson, joined by my co-host and fellow stand-up comedian, Logan Nielsen. Logan, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
I think I pulled my back in my sleep.
Let me put my...
I woke up and it hurt so bad, and I was fine when I went to bed.
Yeah. I've had similar experiences where I wake up with a tight shoulder. I'm like, did I just pitch 6 innings in my sleep? Like, how the hell did I pull that off?
Yeah. My girlfriend asked me what was wrong, and I wouldn't tell her.
Why'd you just look? You just look like you were in a bad mood, and
no one should mate with anyone that they know is this weak. It doesn't bode well for offspring,
right?
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
You're pulling your back out when your skin's still tight.
What's the dumbest injury you've ever gotten? Like, just like of that level of like doing nothing, hurt yourself.
Okay, so in PE in school, this is the other thing. This is why I actually believe in certain martial arts that look silly. I actually think that with the right practice, they could work. So you see stuff that's like, you see these like Wing Chun videos or, Aikido stuff or, you know what I mean? And you're like, oh, that would never work in a real fight.
Jazzercise.
Like, yeah, sure. Especially jazzercise. Especially getting physical in skin tights.
Yeah. Solid gold dancing. Yeah, that kind of stuff.
Well, because you see stuff like that and you're like, this would never work, but you don't know that it wouldn't work because under the right circumstances, anything could work,
Right.
And I feel that because one time we were playing volleyball in PE, and I went to just do like, one of those underhanded like hooks of the ball, like pop it back up in the air and everything. Mm-hmm. And as soon as I connected with the ball, so this isn't even me trying to punch the ball back up. As soon as I connected with the ball, I like basically pulled the hamstring on my other leg.
Oh, jeez.
And so it was like, imagine the ball coming to meet my hand. The ball doesn't even go back up in the air. It just hits my hand and droops off my hand and hits the ground. And then I hit the ground screaming. It was like out of a cartoon because I was just like, ah! And then as soon as I went to hit it, it like some weird, if it was like a kung fu cartoon, you would have seen my skeleton or something. It looked like the worst version of Mortal Kombat. It's crazy because you don't think you could hurt yourself in such a awkward way.
Right, yeah. No, I think we've mentioned it before, but I've had multiple times where I've genuinely hurt my back by just having that moment where you step on ice and go, whoo? Like just doing that. I've done it multiple times where I've been like, then my back is fucked up for like a whole day.
Yeah.
You reminded me though of volleyball injuries. I weirdly have a couple of injuries associated. Well, one's not really an injury, but with volleyballs involved. In middle school, I remember there was a recess where we were just like, and it was like in the gym because I think it was like during the winter. And it was just like, like this point in middle school, for some reason, we would still get like short recesses. Well, they don't really do it anymore, but we used to still. I remember we were in the gym and we were just playing dodgeball. We just split the gym down the middle, a lot of us, and we're just playing dodgeball. But we were like using volleyballs and just really winging them at each other. And I remember this one kid threw. I think I remember who it was, but he was like a pitcher and like a quarterback and stuff. Had a good arm on him. He launches it at me, square in the balls, just drops me to my knees. And the second my knees hit the ground. Another one hits me right in the face and then knocks me backwards. So it was just like wham, wham. And then this is the only time I've ever had this like with a nut shot. Then like my balls hurt for an entire class period after that. And I went to my next class and I just sat down and like everyone kept walking by like, hey, you doing okay, buddy? And I just like sat down and like put my head on the desk. I was like, oh God. And then the teacher comes up and he's like, Logan, you okay? What's the matter? And I'm like, yeah, man, I just took one in the jewels. Like was my exact wording.
Oh my gosh.
And then he was like, well, okay, sorry. Science is starting now. Sorry about your balls. I don't think I can say it as a teacher. I'll get fired.
Yeah, you probably won't be able to learn this at like this class, but
yeah,
you come back ready tomorrow.
Yeah, just know some good stuff's happening on the board. You'll get it later. Don't worry.
Yeah. It is funny because it's like when you in PE, our PE teacher was like a true sadist, and he had us play dodgeball. But one dodgeball game would last the entire period.
Oh, really?
So what he would do if you were out and you wanted to stay in, which of course everyone did at the beginning, you had to do this very weird, complicated run, like up and down the bleachers. Like you didn't just do a lap around the bleachers and come back. You had to go up the bleachers, down again. Then you had to go across the bleachers and then up. Then you had to come down again and then do like a circle. It was like, it would take you some time.
Run over to the bench, solve the Rubik's Cube, run back, tag your partner.
Yeah, it was like the Amazing Race without any puzzles. It was just, because then even when
the
I was
Amazing Race
out,
without any adventure.
Yeah, I was out, and then I was like, what do I need to do again? And he got exasperated with me like I'm
like you made it up.
Yeah, like I made it up. I'm like, wouldn't it just say 4 times? Like, why are you making it this like it almost felt like he made us run that very specific course to get us dizzy so that we were worse when we came back in. Because kids were getting out and they'd run the course, and now you're coming back into the game winded.
Yeah.
And so you're winded, dizzy, and you got hit by a dodgeball, so you're not feeling great.
What happened to just like jailbreak? Like just way off to the side, wait for jailbreak. What's this new step?
Dude was a maniac. Dude was legit, like he was insane.
For your PE, did you like, because since you're saying your PE teacher was a maniac, was it like all just fitness stuff all the time basically? Did you have that kind of PE? Because I found there's a lot of different tiers that people had in their PE class growing up. Like some were like, you hear about some people, it's like it was constantly like doing the running and rope climbing and like all that stuff. And then mine was like, we literally went ice fishing and did archery and did orienteering and we did rappelling and scuba diving.
Jeez.
We did so much shit. Horseshoes. Tennis, shuffleboard, like we did billiards one year. He would just get, actually a couple years in a row, he would just get a bunch of pool tables from I don't know where.
Yeah.
And we would just take over the wrestling room, and like a couple weeks would be us just getting good at pool.
That's insane.
I know.
That's amazing.
I know ours is super weird, but
that seems like PE at a boarding school.
Kind of, but it's like I think it was just a small school in Iowa, and like most kids are in sports, so it's like, you know, didn't have to push a lot of us that hard, and the ones who really don't want to run are the ones who are gonna have an excuse to get out of it every other day anyway.
I mean, we had a general. We
went
had
bowling.
At least what I feel is general.
Yeah,
Bowling.
Bowling. For some
okay.
reason, trying to correct it, I almost said boiling.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna say boiling. And
What
sport is that?
Yeah, no, we spent a couple weeks just boiling, crawfish. We just really got into, just
he made
gumbos,
us do push-ups.
Yeah,
made us do push-ups in the water until it got hot.
Now while your gumbo's cooking, you gotta do wind sprints.
Yeah, it was insane. Like basically, there was one where I it wasn't me, it was another kid. but it's. Am I crazy? Or
Yes.
does every ice? Okay, well, good to know. Now, am I crazy? But is this also a weird fact? Does every school seem to have a Scuba Steve?
You're gonna need to elaborate on that. What do you mean?
I guess I'm just wrong. So I
you
feel
mean
like
the toy from the movie Big Daddy?
no, not the toy. I feel like I've been in several situations. Maybe it's just a Southern thing or something. I've been in several situations where someone named Steve had the nickname Scuba Steve.
Well, I think that came from the movie Big Daddy.
That's what. Okay, so I'm wondering how big that was, or if I just know like 4 guys whose nickname is Scuba Steve, and they're just not that interesting or something.
I mean, I remember it being kind of a big deal when that movie was out. You know, this is another great one that our younger listeners are really gonna, attach to. They're really gonna.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't try to take us here. I'm just telling you
I know, I'm kidding.
the
Jeez.
person. I just feel like I feel crazy because I know so I've.
It is weird
it's-
that you knew like 4 guys named Scuba Steve, but I'm pretty sure they probably all have it just because of that movie.
Okay, that makes sense.
Is what I'm guessing. Unless a couple of them were like scuba divers.
Yeah, I mean, at least one of them probably.
Are any of them a marine biologist now?
Oh, none of them.
Or a lifeguard?
Not at all.
Well, then I think they just watched that one Adam Sandler movie.
Yeah. I
is
think
what
you're
it's
right.
sounding like. That's what I'm guessing.
You really put it in perspective for me because I spent my entire childhood being like,
Yeah.
why is he named Scuba Steve and he's named Scuba? And then there's an adult named Scuba Steve.
I mean, it still though supports your thesis of wondering are these are there a bunch of Scuba Steves, and your question going to is that like an uncreative nickname? Yes. So it's just a different route, but we still got to kind of what your thesis was going to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I
just like,
took
yeah, it is
everyone on this long and terrible road to to get us to this place of one time when we were playing dodgeball and we were very early in the process. So only 15 minutes had passed. So only a few kids were out. They were running the laps, the weird obstacle course, and running back in. And at one point, this is a particularly epic game. At one point, maybe we're 45 minutes in now, so there's only like 5 minutes left in PE, and it's like a tight neck race to the point where he calls it, where he's like, all right, from now on, if you're out, because he knew it had to end sometime. And Scuba Steve got hit. He got hit real good in. I know there's a scientific term for it, but I'll just say stomach. Somebody got him in the stomach real good, and then
What other way?
like I don't know if it was the solar plex or like whatever hit
abdomen?
him. I mean, yeah, abdomen. Whatever hit him knocked the wind out of him.
Right.
But this is the other problem. With diaphragm, maybe. Like this is the other problem is whatever
Intestines,
you throw a ball.
Gut. I just wanted to see how
I
long
mean, that's too deep.
I just wanted to see
would,
how long I could interrupt you with different.
I mean, he would have been bleeding.
Yeah.
You hurt his intestines.
Took a dodgeball right in the intestines.
Had to have it removed by a doctor. So basically, so the ball that hit him got him out, right?
Mm-hmm.
But even if you have the best of intentions and you're not trying to be a jerk, because there were kids like that who would try to like hit you when you weren't aware, even though you were out and you were walking off because they were just dicks.
Sure.
But in this was a genuine mistake. About 3 different kids threw a ball at Scuba Steve.
As he was walking out?
No.
Okay.
In earnest, trying to get him out.
Okay.
One hit him in the stomach.
Right.
Which made him duck from the next one that was about to hit his face.
Right.
But as he came up, the last one, like the furthest one away, he just looked right up into it after he got hit in the stomach. So then he crawled off of the court, and the PE teacher felt so bad for him. He was like, "Look, that was kind of uncalled for, even though it was a mistake. If you want to run a lap, I'll let you go back in." So he does. He's like, all right, I'm going to do this for my team. I'm going to do this for myself, I guess.
I will
And
have
he
my
runs-
revenge.
He runs this complicated lap.
He solves the lap puzzle and then
Yeah, and then right as he's like, you can see the smile on his face, and right as he's about to run on, like the movie Dodgeball, he's gonna try to catch one to get somebody out or something.
Yeah.
He's like posted up, like you could make a trophy out of him running back onto the court, just smiling mid sprint, and then runs right into a ball that was meant for somebody else, and it hits him across the other side of the face.
oh, that's good.
It's so thin. Then he just he did this like chicken thing. Cause I guess he didn't like want to grab his face, but he was also like disoriented. And so his arms were up, but they weren't touching any of his body. So he just had this weird like arms up thing out of pain. So he got hit and he's like this. And then as his head goes back and his arms go up, he like just because the other side is already very red. Like I should mention Scuba Steve is white, so he's very red from all the times he's been hit.
Kind of felt like it went without saying with the nickname Scuba Steve.
You never know though.
Yeah, it's true. No, it's true.
Want to assume
it's true, but it just I don't know. It's hard to.
I've met a lot of black Bubbas.
Yeah, but I don't know. Bubba's got some flavor to it. Scuba Steve, it's just so nasally. I don't know. It just seems.
Yeah. And he was very, very white. So now he is very, very red. His whole head looks like a cherry. And the kid who kind of like from when you got hit in the balls, the kid who pitched that one was meaning it for a very agile kid. So he put a lot of mustard on it.
Right.
So you can actually see a couple of lines on Steve's face. And now he's been hit so hard that genuinely, I couldn't tell if he was concussed or just blinded by being hit in both sides of the face by the ball. So he just starts wandering towards the other team.
Well, he's got his arms out. He looks like that scene in Platoon. Like, and then he just like falls to his knees.
Yeah. Dude, it was so bad. It gets more
in the back.
And then you just hear the PE coach like, Steve, get out the way. And Steve just is going like, oh God, like because he's like trying to shake it off,
right?
And he doesn't know he's walking in the direction of more oncoming balls, so he gets hit like in the knee and then in the arm, and so then he just hits the ground and he just sort of like crawls off of the basketball court. Oh man.
I remember one time in gym class, we were playing Capture the Flag, which I'm assuming everyone knows that game. That's not regional, right? Everyone knows Capture the Flag. You got the gym. It's on either end of the gym. One team's trying to catch the other one. I'm assuming, but I get surprised every now and then what things people don't have. But we were playing, and
you know how poor you'd have to be to not have Capture the Flag? That's literally imagination. That's anything could be the flag. Another kid could be the flag.
Well, dude, I started when I started subbing, and I subbed for a PE class, and they were right away. It like was written down. It was like, "Oh, play Six Flags with them," and I was like, "What?" I'm like, That's like hours away, and the price of admission. That's gonna be. There's so many kids here, but it's like they have a new version now where they do 3 flags on each side, and each team has to capture all 3, which I think was just a smart way to make a game go way longer so you don't have to intervene because they're always stealing just flags back and forth. Yeah. Anyway, we were playing Capture the Flag, but this was in the winter. And back when I was in high school, like now the school has like a whole addition added onto it. Like they added a whole extra part. So they didn't have this storage issue before. But during the winter, like in the real dead of it, they would bring out all these big coat racks and kind of put them in like our entry commons area that we called it, the commons. But it was like they just kind of would put this big coat rack there so everyone could hang their winter gear because we did like half lockers. So you couldn't really fit all your stuff in your locker. So you have to like hang your coats in this. During the day, though, like it was getting towards lunchtime, and we also would have lunch in the commons. So, like about lunchtime, and my gym class was right before lunch, they would move all those coat racks into the gym, right? So those are now kind of just on the back wall near one of the doors. And then we're playing Capture the Flag. And there's at one point where I'm running, going for the flag, and the last thing I remember is looking down and grabbing the flag in my hand. And then the next thing I remember is me looking up and being pulled up off the floor and seeing just everyone laughing very hard, including the gym teacher. He was laughing very hard. Turns out what happened was I was running, and while looking down and I grabbed the flag, I then, like a coat had fallen off of the rack. I stepped on that, slid like a cartoon character on a bar of soap, slammed into the coat rack, and then fell down very hard, hitting my head. So I got a concussion. Because I do not remember any of it at all, but they were just like, no. First you were doing this, and you did this, and you're that, and I just said, I'm like, guys, I don't, because they helped me up, and I just went, what happened? Did I win? Did we do it? Did I capture it?
That's insanity.
So I slid and just slammed into it and dropped.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I feel like there's so many instances like that where you're a kid and you're just like playing something and you either you either get hit or you hit something and it reshapes your day.
Well, because that was weird too, because that wasn't even my first concussion at that point, so I kind of knew what had happened. I'm like, I'm missing time, you guys. I think that was another concussion. I've had like 3.
Jeez.
My first, because I had that one, I had a concussion of football where me and another player, we slammed helmets really hard into each other. This was during a football game. We just connected helmets really hard, like stared each other down, and then walked away. And then I got to the sidelines, and I literally just like clutched my head and was like, "Oh fuck!" Like I just had like the worst migraine I've ever felt in my life. The weird thing was the missing time didn't come till later. During the football game, I stopped knowing where I was, like while playing, and I stopped. Like we'd lean in to hear the play, and I wasn't able to like comprehend it. And I was left offensive tackle, and I would always then my friend Tom, who was the guard on my side, it got to the point where I would just turn to him and go, what do I do? What's it on? And he'd be like, when he says hut, block that guy. Like that's how we played like half of a football game. And I gotta say, we watched the game tape the next day. I played a pretty good fucking game for a brain damaged weirdo. I was actually kind of on fire, man. I was watching. I'm like, man, I was making hella blocks. Wish I remember them, but I was doing really good.
Man, I'm waiting for a play in a football game where you know how the linemen line up, where the other team, whichever team is going to employ this strategy, I'm waiting for like the whistle to blow and like the ball to get hiked, and then everyone on the quarterback's team just backs up. Like just back up 3 steps and let everybody from the other line fall. Because you expect another person to be there and like hit you. So it would be so funny if everyone just moved out of the way. It would only work once.
It would only work once. And even then
it would be so funny.
They usually stand up kind of to get in it. They don't just dive forward on their heads.
I mean,
they just let their hands out. I hope someone catches me.
Yeah, but they stand up like they lunge for that other person. So if you just back up, they're gonna at least trip,
or just knock you on your ass.
I mean, that's the fear. I feel like that's why nobody does it. But legitimately, if you and I like were lined up,
that's the fear.
It is, because it's like if I told a football coach to do that, he'd be like, "You're out of your mind."
I mean, no, it's true. I mean, it's like why they teach you in like when you're a defensive lineman, they teach you to just real quick, right when the ball snaps, just quick like grab the shoulder of the lineman across from you and just tug it down a little bit and swim over them. Because a lot of times they will, if they haven't started standing up yet, you can just pull a dude right down.
Yeah. I'm telling you, man, it would work once.
It would work one time
because they.
And then you get your ass throttled for the rest of the game because you've embarrassed this team, and they're out for blood now.
I mean, if they want to try, but they don't know if you're going to stand up again or not.
Right.
Now you've set up that fear. because it's exactly like when you watch a football game and you watch, like, don't even watch the rest of the play, just watch the linemen. I'm telling you, man, they even though they're standing up, they're leaning way too
Right.
heavy forward.
Yeah.
They don't even take, half the time, they don't even get to take a step forward. They
Yeah.
literally just stand up, lean forward, and there's already somebody blocking them. So if you just move out the way, whoa.
I like the tips from Coach Joshy here. These are good.
I got one play for every game. What else you want? Baseball? All right.
Did I tell you about this? Just happened a couple weeks ago when this comes out, but there was the Iowa State high school football playoffs were happening, and I can't remember if I told you about this, but there was like the highest scoring game in state history just happened, and I'll tell you this: one of the teams scored 94 points, and they didn't win.
Wow. So
The final score was 108 to 94. That's an NBA score, not a high school football game score.
I can't tell if that means both teams are really good or both teams are horrible.
But that's what it was on while I was teaching at school. One kid, then it was like third quarter still. One kid's like, it's like 70 something to 60 something. And I said, did neither team bring a defense? Did they forget? Are they down? Are they down, people? But it was just, I mean, it was 8-man football too. 8-man tends to be a little more high scoring just because I think, I don't know, you got a little more wiggle room or something, but there's less dudes out there.
Wait, how many is it supposed to be?
11. It's usually 11 on 11, but they're smaller schools. They're different division that does 8-man football.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, if you're missing people, yeah, I imagine you'd score more.
But they
that's
usually
still high.
they restrict the field a little bit too. It's not like the full football.
Yeah.
Field, but yeah, 108 to 94.
I mean, you'd imagine those have been some of the best plays in the history of high school football, or else both teams are just really bad at stopping things they don't want to have happen.
The clips I saw, it was actually just a fairly sloppy game. Like there was one point like the quarterback just got hung up and just kind of like lobbed it awkwardly, and someone caught it, ran it in. Like it was. I think it was
insane.
It just felt like a you know, like a schoolyard football game where it's like both teams had a really good player each, and then no one else really knew what they were doing. You know, just taking turns running it back.
Oh my gosh, that feels like it feels like when you watch. I mean, we haven't watched that many together or anything, but it feels like when you watch some of those rare, like professional MMA fights where both people are bad.
Yeah,
and it's there's a lot of knockdowns. But it's not because either one of them are good. Like,
yeah, no,
one was a trip.
I mean, it's like if you drop a pot of chili, sometimes it'll look like a Jackson Pollock. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Every now and then you'd be like, oh wait, okay,
yeah.
look at that. I got to shampoo the carpet, but look at that.
A Jackson Pollock is, I mean, a bowl of chili is a Jackson Pollock twice a day. because this is the thing, when you're dealing with like things that could have you prone to injury like that, like football or combat sports or anything like that, it's like sometimes it's just very funny because sometimes the effort to do damage and the effort to avoid damage can sometimes look very funny. Like I actually went to an amateur MMA. It was like an amateur promotion. So these people are fighting to like improve their record to go pro, you know?
Right.
Because like, you know, something like the UFC or something like that, you want to have an impressive record coming in, not just for you to be able to say, I'll belong here, but also for them to take you seriously. And so you see a lot of these like hometown, just like homegrown MMA matches that are like, oh man.
The ones that make you go, is this legal?
Yeah. But not even, here's the thing.
They used to have those in like bars in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, and I'd be like, I feel like that that shouldn't be happening. This just feels like this is just sanctioned assault. It feels like kind of really.
Yeah, what people don't seem to understand with those two is that only a handful of them are like really bad. like really bad, sloppy. You don't want to look at the person's face. Their
Right.
face is burger. Usually they're bad because they end very quickly and they're one-sided. So I actually
Right,
watched
yeah.
one of them. I have no idea what happened to this guy, but he was beating. he was beating everyone on a dominant level. Like he was beating them, not even in a way where you're like, this man is skilled. This dude at one point, which this isn't even legal, you should never do this. This dude was beating another guy so badly that then the guy jumped him to try to go for a guillotine choke. If you don't know what a guillotine is, it's basically when you get someone in a headlock and then you try to choke them out leaning back, right?
Yeah.
And this guy was not only not being choked, was not like responding to the choke at all.
Yeah.
He stood up with the guy still on him, took his mouthpiece out so he could take some deep breaths, then put his mouthpiece back in and slammed that dude to the ground. When he took his mouthpiece out, I was like, guys, you need to stop this fight. This isn't a fight.
Yeah,
this isn't a fight. And the only
He's
person
about to
who
eat
doesn't-
him.
Yeah, the only person who doesn't know it is the guy who thinks he's choking
Yeah.
him.
The only one who doesn't know he's losing is the backpack.
The guy who's like, are you out yet? Is he standing up because he's out? Is that him quitting?
Yeah.
And then
Am I being picked up because I won?
I
And everyone's
watched,
so proud of me?
I watched a guy try to get away from another guy who was really coming at him just with a barrage of punches. And instead of trying to dodge any of the punches or counter or go for a takedown or anything, this dude literally ran like he was an extra in a Bo Rat movie. It was like
In a what movie?
the Bo Rat movie. Remember they did that MMA scene?
Bo Rat?
Yeah.
Oh, Borat?
I thought it was Bo Rat.
Are we, as in like my wife, Borat?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I
maybe
just-
I'm thinking of Bruno.
I think you're thinking of Bruno, but also
Yeah.
just the way you said Borat. It was like Bo Rat. Like it sounded like a Southern wrestler.
Yeah, who
Like
well, how
Bo
am I supposed to say it?
Borat.
Bo
Like it's-
Rat.
Yeah. No, I get it now that you say it, but first you were like in that Bo Rat movie.
Yeah, well, how do you say it?
Borat. Like
Bo Rat.
I want to be very clear. I'm not like laughing at your pronunciation. I'm just laughing at how you keep doing it the same way. It's
Well,
little.
I'm trying to hear how you're saying it. That's different from
Borat. No,
Bo Rat.
that's better. It's just the first few times we're like Bo Rat, like it's two different words.
Yeah, Bo Rat.
No, but they're not two different words. It's one word.
Yeah, I'm saying one word. I'm not taking a break.
You're hyphenating it at most.
Bo Rat? Where's the hyphen in Bo Rat?
I was where you're fucking putting it, where it doesn't belong.
It's Bo Rat, right?
It's Borat. It's a little thing. I truly did not know what you said at first because you said that Bo Rat movie.
Okay, the Bo. Maybe I'm thinking of Bruno though.
I mean, yeah, the MMA thing you're thinking of, I think is from Bruno.
Okay, am
Were
I
they-
saying
were-
that one right? Is it Bruno or something? Something I'm not aware of?
Yeah, you're saying Bruno, right? I didn't mean for it to go this way either.
I didn't think you did. I mean, I don't even think anyone's gonna remember what we were talking about now. I think it.
Yeah, I don't know. It was MMA something. You were on something about that Bo Rat movie. You can hear the different way I'm saying it, right?
No,
Borat and Bo Rat.
no, goodness, Bo Rat,
Borat.
Bo Rat.
There, that was better. That's better.
But that's what I've been saying the whole time.
No, you have not. You the first few times you said Bo Rat, And that is just not how it's pronounced.
Borat.
Let's move on. This has got to be torture to listen to.
Fuck.
Oh, no, dude, don't. I can talk more about getting concussions. Let me.
Yeah, the guy just ran from him a lot.
Oh no! I took away his confidence. Oh, sorry, bud. I wasn't trying to make fun of you. I was just trying to clarify because I didn't.
No, I didn't think you were trying to make fun of me. I was also confused.
This is that bin Ben thing over and over again.
Did we actually leave that in?
Yeah, I believe so.
Oh, jeez. Okay. I also have had situations in my apartment where I'm just alone, where I've like hurt myself, and so those are a little less embarrassing because you don't have to feel like, oh, I messed so much up, or I'm such an idiot and I embarrass myself in front of a person.
Mm-hmm.
But there is a small part of you that's like, I don't know, God saw it. That's pretty terrible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when I
if
lived in
heaven's real,
Chicago,
Grandma just saw me.
So actually this would have been a weekend that we hung out together.
Okay.
But yeah, when I was still living in Chicago, I was on my own at this point at my studio, and I genuinely, like we're talking serious, I choked on a sunflower seed to the point where I really thought I was going to die.
I remember
and I
you
was
telling
like,
me about this.
I was like, how? But even as I'm choking, I'm like, there's no way. It's
Right.
one seed. like even as I was choking, I was like, how? It should take more to lodge my throat.
Yeah.
Because
I'm not trying to knock it loose with other sunflower seeds.
Yeah. I shouldn't need a plunger for a seed and
Right.
a piece of shell.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't as if I was choking as in I couldn't stop coughing. I was legitimately choking like my throat was stuck.
Jeez.
And I was like, how? Like, even if it went sideways, I should be fine.
Seed, not the shell. Like just the seed?
It was the seed and it was a little bit of shell. And my throat was closed.
Wow.
Yeah. And I was like, what am I gonna do? And I almost tried to give myself that self Heimlich. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, where you like slam on a chair or something.
So,
you just fucking pile drive yourself into the back of a chair and hope whatever you're gagging on comes out. Yeah, I'm familiar.
I beat my own ass across the apartment because so I'm choking, right?
Yeah,
and it took me maybe 2 or 3 seconds to realize, like, oh, it's been a while since I took a breath. I'm really choking. And then I didn't have a chair. I didn't own a chair.
Yeah.
So I just slammed myself against the kitchen counter. And it wasn't even the angle, because you're supposed to put the chair under you a certain way and then
You're supposed
plop
to get
down on it.
The aforementioned diaphragm. You're supposed to kind of pop right there, but you're
no. I
just body checking yourself.
And then
like a fucking self-hating hockey player just.
And then I was like, oh my God, it's not working. And so then I did it again.
Oh God, this is how it ends. This is how it's over.
So then I also was thinking, like, okay, but normally when you're choking, before people give you the Heimlich or something, they slap you on the back. So maybe if I just slam my back.
Fuck off. No, come on.
I didn't get a running start or anything, but basically I tried kitchen counter, right? Yeah. And then I was like, that's clearly not working. That's only hurting my chest. And so then I just went against the wall behind me, like So I didn't like slam myself against the wall, but I just tried to bounce my back against the wall like someone would slap your back if you were choking, and that also didn't help. So then I was like, if I can like maybe like dig it out with my finger or something.
I already know how this is gonna go.
And so then I put my finger in my mouth. And I was like, I was definitely choking worse, but it wasn't like lodging it.
God damn.
And then finally I took as much, like, cause I didn't have that much air left. Like I was really panicking.
Yeah.
And so then I just stood there, like just stood center of the little kitchenette that I had. And this is like after the finger thing. And then I just like really punched my own chest, like really like gave it like some beats. And that sort of knocked it loose.
God damn it. I want to apologize in advance for laughing very hard at your funeral, because your death is going to be hilarious. I don't know how it's going to happen, but it's going to be some cartoony shit. Your fucking obituary is going to read like a Marx Brothers movie. Like it's going to be.
Dude, it's like it was so scary because we're also talking about a period of like 30 seconds. Like,
right,
not,
but that feels really long when you're choking.
Oh,
and there's
yeah.
and this was, you said this was your studio?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so there's that moment too of living by yourself. Because I had that too, living in that basement unit I had in Chicago, where if anything happens, you're like, oh fuck, no one will find me for days.
Yeah.
And I had a dog too, so my thing was always just like, it depends. You know, I won't be mad at her if she needs to eat me to survive. If no one's found me in like a week, if she like goes like the second I'm done breathing, I'm gonna be mad at her. I'm gonna be upset.
Yeah.
If she's like, oh, eyes closed, lunchtime.
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna be upset.
Yeah. I mean, it was terrifying because I was like, when you don't know, because most people can hold their breath for like 30 seconds or something, but when you truly don't know,
right,
that it's like
when the next
your last breath,
yeah,
for a little while was 10 seconds ago,
mm-hmm.
and now you're like, what's happening? And then you realize you're choking, and it wasn't even a choke that was like, I'm choking and I just can't force it up. It's like lodged.
No, yeah. I'm just imagining the detectives now, and they're in your apartment, and they find your body on the floor with your own finger just crammed in your mouth, and then they're just like, we found a bunch of bruises on his chest too. Weird.
I mean, the best I can hope for is that I'm not alone. And someone else in Chicago has died by a single sunflower seed. And then when detectives find me, they can be like, I think we have a serial killer on our hands.
It's the sunflower killer. He's back again.
Yeah. Because
we thought he was gone for years, and now he's back.
He clearly beat this young man and then left his signature one sunflower seed.
Made him kick himself to death. It should be funny, the idea of murdering someone by holding their own finger down their throat. Just, I don't know why that's a funny visual. It's a horrible thing, but I hurt my shoulder bad enough the other week that I had to literally like sit down and ice it for a little bit. What I did is I held something up like this. Like clothes. It was something super light. I was for those of you listening, I raised my arm up slightly. I was just getting.
He raised his arm up like he caught a big fish.
Yeah, like, oh, there it is. You look.
Yeah.
Except for it wasn't a big fish. I think it was a pair of pants that I was just like picking. I was like getting just laundry out or something. And I remember moving it, and Jess was standing there with me, and I just went, ow, ow. And she's like, what happened? I'm like, I don't know. My shoulder hurts so much now. And then I couldn't get it past, like I couldn't raise it up at all then for like the rest of the night. And then this is where, it's fun to live with a nurse, because then she made me sat down and like I sit and wouldn't allow me to do anything. Here's the thing. It even kind of actually is a little hurt just doing this right now. I got a fucked up shoulder though, so that's why. But
Yeah.
I fucked up my shoulder from a different injury, which is actually it's my other concussion. Let's get into this. Let's get into this, Josh. This is my tying it all together. You know me. This story, but this is the story of how I received a massive concussion and some slight brain damage, which I love. Anytime I open with that, I say I've had brain damage, and someone always goes, well, that explains a lot, which is just a nice way to make fun of me. It's a
nice way to find out.
Yeah,
someone is not original.
Yeah, yeah, and just mean and hateful. But yeah. So I got a really bad head injury after football practice in the locker room. You notice how I told the football one first to make it sound like they happened on the field. This one happened after in the locker room.
But not the same day.
Not the same day. No, these were different years even. This actually happened before the one in football.
Oh, okay.
So, this was, I was in the locker room. I don't remember this whole day. I remember like up till like lunch that day, and then I like erased the rest of the day from my mind. But apparently what was told to me later was that we were horsing around in the locker room. We were weirdly like way too comfortable around each other in the locker room. Like, weird stuff happened there. I remember once I went to college and like would tell some stuff. I remember having friends be like, "Why? What? Oh my god!"
And so none of you were dating. like that seems like the next question.
I had a girlfriend at the time, She was in Canada though. Like she went to a different school. You don't know her, but like I feel like I had.
But I had her.
Yeah, no, because we used to do dumb shit like just cover the shower room floor with soap, and then you get on your stomach, and we'd have races back and forth. Yeah. That sounds. Yep. Bring it home.
So nasty.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's probably one of the nastiest things I feel like you could do with soap.
I'm surprised there weren't more rashes, to be honest. I was really.
Because the idea that you're on the ground. Yeah. And it's not a clean floor just because there's soap on it.
Well, and especially too, it's like right after football practice too. So like we're all like showering.
Yeah. So now you've mixed mud, sweat, soap, and floor. And you're just playing worms.
Yeah. I saw one guy shave another man's pubes. So I saw that. Just a little bit.
Wait, this is the same locker room?
Yeah.
Okay, because you said that like you had been to war.
Yeah, no, this was in Thailand a couple months ago. Had nothing to do with this story, but I just thought I'd tell it. So that's just the weird comfort factor of my locker room. I know this is now sidetracked entirely. People are going to forget that I was talking about an injury and not just my my weird after dark locker room. But anyway,
after dark, broad daylight.
Yeah, yeah.
But y'all would do all this weird stuff in the locker room and then just go to class. Well, no, or is football practice after school?
Football practice after school. Yeah.
Okay. Because you know how some sports they do like
some
during PE, and then some of them they do like before school. Like that was a big thing with soccer. Soccer sometimes would be before school started.
Some like volleyball and like basketball would do that, but football I think that's kind of harder to do. And then your kids are all banged up for school.
Yeah, banged up. Now go learn math.
Yeah, yeah. But what was told to me then, so I brought that up because there was always like horseplay, and apparently this is a volleyball again came into play. I guess First, someone was throwing a football, I guess, just like in the locker room, like bouncing off the walls, trying to hit everybody or something like that. But apparently, then a volleyball came into play, and I guess I was trying to. I'm now out of the shower and in like the locker room area, and I turned to like run away from someone with the ball, and then my feet slip, and then I just come down completely on my head, and then my friends are all like laughing. They I guess they all thought it was a joke, and then I started shaking. I think they thought I was doing a bit, not realizing I was having a massive seizure, actually. And that's part of where the shoulder injury comes from, because landing so hard on my shoulders, and then they said I actually probably seized so hard I probably actually hurt my shoulder because my body locked up so hard.
Yeah.
And then a giant pool of blood gathered around my head, and then my friends were like, "Oh, no," and so luckily,
blood and soap. And balls and floor and sweat.
Yeah. Then my friends just start sliding around in it back and forth. Good time for a blood race, you know.
This is the nastiest floor known to man.
And then luckily someone had just come down who was dressed, because again, everyone had just gotten out of the shower. So I'm also just laying on the floor, covered in blood, surrounded by naked men, and I hope that's the only time that happens in my life. I really I hope that's not how it ends for me. Is in this I don't know, gangbang gone wrong. But
I mean, really, no banging. It's just sort of a naked gang.
I meant if it happens now. Yeah. Just a weird. We were playing strip poker, and then one day, I don't know what happened. We didn't do anything, officer.
Yeah, it would be hard to explain why so many people are naked.
So many people naked. That was
a
tough
one naked person.
Yeah. And once if two answers are even close to conflicting, sorry, you're all murderers. Sorry.
Yeah.
All of you. All you did it. Everyone did it in this version of Clue. But then luckily, I guess someone had just come down who was dressed, and they were like, "Call 911." And so they left. And then my friends, bless them for this, they saw me laying there, and they're like, "Well, I guess we should dress him," which they shouldn't have done. You shouldn't move somebody who's laying there with a head injury. But so they decided to try to put my gym shorts on me, but they got both my legs into one pant leg of the shorts. And I know this because one of my few memories is from waking up in the ambulance on the way to the hospital. And the lady above me just goes, "Logan, you fell and hit your head. Like, are you okay? Like, how are you doing?" or whatever, checking it. And I just said, "My balls hurt." And then I passed out.
Oh, my gosh.
And then I woke up in the hospital. I'm surrounded by friends, and like my parents are there, and my football coaches are in the back. And then I see my little brother's there with another friend of his, and they had a JV game that night too. That will become important in a moment. But I wake up and I just ask what happened. And my friend Randy, who's there, he goes, "You fell and you hit your head, and you are in the hospital right now. So everything's okay." And I go, "Oh, okay." And then I look down at my arm, and I see the IV in my arm, and I act fake perplexed. I'm like, "Oh, what's this?" And everyone just goes, "Ugh." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, I was just trying to lighten the mood. I didn't think it was going to bum you guys out so much." And then I look up at my little brother, and I go, "Did you win your game tonight?" And he goes, "No." And I said, "Pussy." I was in high school. That's why I said that. I don't talk that way anymore. Don't cancel me. But I but I said that to him there, and everyone just goes, "Ugh." And I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "Why is everyone mad at me? I'm in the hospital. You're supposed to be nice to people in the hospital. Why is everyone mad at me?" And then my friend Randy just goes, "You've done that 8 times." My brain was like trying to restart, and it was just skipping like a record. So I would wake up, ask what happened, make the same joke about the IV, and then call my brother a pussy, and then I would pass out, and I'd come to, and I would do it again. And I just kept doing that over and over and over again until the last one that I remember, because that's the only one I remember, and the only thing I remember from that day then really was that.
So, a couple things.
Yes, I'm just a couple.
One, that must be so scary for your family, friends, everything, to think that you're about to be the worst version of 50 First Dates.
Just every day.
Just every day you tell the same joke, you call your brother a pussy, and then you go to bed.
Yeah, me and my brother definitely wouldn't have the same relationship we do now if it had been,
honestly,
17 years of me just calling him a pussy every day.
The fact that you did it 8 times, if I'm your brother, I got to start to worry that you mean it.
Be great for that. On one of them that I don't remember, he was just like, "Listen, motherfucker," and like everyone like held him back. No, I don't care. I don't care where he's laying. I don't care.
I don't care. We can settle this now.
Yeah.
All right.
Talking shit's talking shit. I don't care what bed you're in. Yeah.
And then the last thing, which I didn't include in the couple things, I actually had I won't get into it now. I'll save that for I'll save the story for a different day. But I had a similar thing happen to me. But I wasn't. No. I was not the person who had the concussion or anything.
Oh.
But yeah, basically way back in the day, this girl broke up with me, and then she hit her head real hard, and then a week later broke up with me again.
No.
But not like, it wasn't like as dramatic as yours.
Right.
She literally like played lacrosse. She hit a pole.
Yeah.
Lost some time, and then just forgot she did certain things. Yeah, it wasn't like yours where she was like in the hospital for a little bit and blah blah blah. It was
in the hospital for a little. I was in the hospital for a night and they let me go and didn't.
It is weird how quickly they let you go with head injuries.
Well, and they really shouldn't have. They also didn't warn like my mom at all that there might be changes, because then like my mom got freaked out because then I had really bad depression after that, because that's what happens when you slam your fucking head onto a floor and knock yourself out.
Yeah,
it usually triggers depression. And so my mom didn't know that, so she just got really scared for her son. And then we went to a different doctor because I started having I had trouble in math then. I went back to school and went to math class, and there was a quiz, and it was a weird sensation I've never really had before, where I'm looking at the sheet going, I just learned all of this, and I don't know how to solve a single part of it.
Yeah.
And like the doctor kind of figured out like the part of my brain that controls math is probably what I rocked real hard or something. And then also too, I would then start panicking, and then I just like couldn't finish the test. I'm like, fuck, I don't remember math at all. But then we went to another doctor, and my mom was just like, I don't know, he's been like down too. And the doctor was just like, oh yeah, no, he's probably depressed. That happens a lot with head injuries. And then she was like, oh, well, they just let us go. And he's like, oh, how long was he there? He goes, we left the next day. And he was like, jeez.
That's insane.
So like the first hospital clearly didn't do it right, and the second hospital was like, oh man, that first one really should have done more for your kid's brain.
That is wild. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Because you hear about things like that, and it's so often it's an adverse effect that's like fairly to really detrimental. Whereas I do feel like I've only ever heard 2 stories like this. They're very similar, so I won't tell both of them. But basically, there was a kid in high school who at least says that his uncle fell off a ladder and hit his head really hard, and then was way nicer after.
Oh, I've heard stories like that.
Right? Yeah. Like you only usually hear about like this adverse effect, or obviously it can cause depression.
Right.
It can cause like all of these other problems. But you rarely hear about the times where it's like, oh, he hit his head really hard. He had a really bad concussion. And then he really learned to chill out.
Yeah. No,
because it wasn't as if he had a bunch of adverse effects plus he was nicer. It literally, he was like a more relaxed person after that. Well,
not me. I was a real miserable fuck after that. Still am. No. I mean, I was depressed for a while, but.
Yeah, you did, punch that guy.
Who? What?
I was just trying to make something up of you being super aggro.
Yeah. You did burn. You burned down that bar that wouldn't let you do a show there.
Yeah, you did choke that guy at Starbucks.
Yeah, but like I kept saying like it's Logan, and he was like Lucius on the cup, and I'm like, you fucking idiot.
All right,
You
all
know.
right. Well, we'll see if you can remember my name when I burned you with this coffee.
Yeah, exactly. Now you remember my name. And I was walking out, and he was like, "Curse you, Loudon." You know.
Yeah, he was filing the police report. He was like, I think his name was Lucas.
Crazy dude.
Yeah. No, but
His brother was with him. He kept calling him a pussy. Out of nowhere.
That's always been something that's I found very like interesting and sometimes troubling is some of those effects after the fact, because it's like you also don't know. It's so hard to tell some of it because with things like with your thing, right? It's like, oh, these are stark differences in how I was before. But with other people, especially when they're even younger than you are, it's hard to tell because you're like, is this how they were gonna be anyway, or is this the injury, or is this the what I mean? And so I'm glad that especially for your part, you really like overcame those like those general effects and were able to get the help you needed. Like obviously it wasn't easy, but
it took some doing, and some of it took years. I didn't really get a lot of the depression till later because it just hung there. But
yeah.
The weirdest thing was kind of like trying to retrain myself in math without like, cause then I just had to get good at, I taught myself just to get good at like fast math again, because that was my junior year of high school. And then the prom theme that year was like a night in Vegas or whatever. And I remember with a friend, they like had like gambling tables in there, but you were just like gambling for like prizes or whatever. But we were playing blackjack, and I remember very distinctly the severe panic attacks like I was having inside adding up to 21. I was playing it off like I was bluffing, but really I was just like, I don't know what these add up to, because I was just like, math was fucking with me. So, and I was in like algebra 3, by the way. Like I was in like good level math and doing okay until I hit my head so hard it kicked the math out. You fucking monster.
No. What it is that I'm imagining you in the movie 21 or something. and then Kevin Spacey, whoever, is like, we got a real shark at the table.
Yeah.
No one ever really knows what he's thinking or what he's trying to do. And then it's just you sweating, being like, all right.
Yeah.
I got a jack and I got an 8. Jack plus, because you're not just doing math, you're doing card math.
Right, yeah.
Which is another layer on top of the fast math you're talking about.
Yeah. Just imagine if you ever watched like a poker tournament again or something. Just imagine those cool guys who are sitting there with sunglasses on. Imagine if in their head they're just going, oh God, everyone knows. Okay, everyone's looking at you. Oh, they know you're stupid. You're stupid idiot.
Because that to me, it's like, but the fact that you were bluffing it actually makes it so funny, because you're sitting there and then people are like, man, Logan got ice in his veins.
I was playing all stoic, and keep in mind too, it's prom, so I'm in a full tuxedo, just looking dead serious at a blackjack table, trying to look really, really stoic and serious, when really in my head I'm just like, now 4 + 2 + 5 is.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Logan just keeps saying, hit me. Man, he must have got all the threes.
He busted 4 cards ago. What's he doing? Just refusing. No, hit me again.
You're not even in anymore. It's between 2 people, and you're like, from the side of the table, hit me.
Yeah. You want to know the weirdest thing, though, that I remember, though, from that incident? Because I just have, like, flashes of stuff. But the weirdest thing was... when you can't go to sleep, like when you have a severe concussion like that, like they come and they wake you up every so often. But they had me, they would always ask me what words they gave me. They gave me 3 words to remember. And then so every time they woke me up, they'd be like, hey, do you remember the 3 words? And I could always get 2 and not the 3rd one. But now I'll like never forget them, because it was apple, banana, and tube. But I would always get apple, banana, and I can never get tube, which I think is on purpose to have like those first 2 go together and then a rogue one, But that's the weirdest thing is like I will always remember apple banana tube like
Man.
forever now.
Yeah.
That's like really stuck in my head from that experience because I was just like in the hospital bed as my head's fucking bandaged up, you know, and I'm in my hospital bed trying to like rest off brain damage, just sitting there and being like, remember apple banana tube, you piece of shit. Remember these 3 words. You're embarrassing yourself in front of the nurses. Like it was just this weird like.
Yeah, it was this
like,
weird pressure.
This pressure, this pride. Like I'm like, you have to win this game. Like it's not a.
Yeah. That's wild, man.
Yeah.
That apple banana tube.
Apple banana tube. That's just.
You think we should call the episode that?
I was thinking about it. Could call it apple banana tube. That could be funny. A funny title. Just out of nowhere. Why is this one called apple banana tube?
Oh, man. Thank you so much for listening to the Josh Johnson Show. We are so happy that you have been tuning in, listening to our stories.
For
and our
20
injuries.
episodes. This is our
For
20th.
This is our 20th episode.
Doesn't it feel like 100th? But this.
Yeah,
20th?
I do kind of want to celebrate our 100th because this has been a bit of a haul.
It's that strange thing of I know everyone talks about like, oh, time in 2020 is weird, but like it feels like we've been doing this podcast for a long time.
Yeah.
In a good way where it's like
yeah. I'm surprised we don't have more episodes.
I know, me too. I'm always surprised when we like are saving it. It's like, what episode is this? Like, oh, 7.
Yeah, I remember when we finally hit the double digits and I was like, that's a lie. No, this has been so amazing. We are so grateful that so many of you have been reaching out to us and have been, leaving reviews. Please keep doing it because it really helps the show. It helps us broadcast to more people. And, the whole point of the show is to brighten people's days and give them something to relax to. I heard that, there's some people who haven't even finished a single episode of this podcast because apparently I put people to sleep. So I just want to keep doing.
That's why I'm here. My laugh is meant to jolt him back up. That's why we did this pairing. This is why it works.
Yeah.
It's a good team. As Josh is telling a story, and they start just getting a little bit, and then and then they come back. So
yeah, it's a real rope-a-dope situation.
Yeah, yeah.
But if you want to reach out to us personally, or for just leaving a review on the show or anything. You can find me at Josh Johnson Comedy on Instagram, at Josh Johnson on Twitter, at Josh J Comedy on Facebook, and at Josh Johnson Comedy on YouTube, where we're actually now posting full episodes of this very podcast.
Yeah. So this one you can watch and see what Josh meant by the chicken arm movements from the beginning of the show.
If you're looking for Logan,
you can find me on Instagram. Logan M. Nielsen is my handle on that. And if you want to drop us a line, send us an email, which we are right now. We're still testing out in our Monday mailbag stuff, or minisodes, or however we're classifying them. The shit we do on Monday. There's
a lot of Mondays and M's.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be easier to be like, oh, we'll just shift Monday minisode to Monday mailbag, but really it's just made it jumble up more in my shower floor damaged brain. But you can email us. That's joshjohnsonshow@gmail.com, and we've been getting a lot of great ones. And please just know that like we're still getting to all of them, and we will get to all of them. Don't worry, we're gonna get there because we've got a couple people kind of like we had one that repeated again, like this is the same one, just to like remind us, which I appreciate too. But as like, don't worry, we have too many cool people who listen to our show who want to drop us cool lines and fun topics too that we're gonna get to. I'm excited, so make sure you check those out.
Yeah, keep even if you've left us something before, please leave us something again. We'd love to read it, and we'll read it on the show. And we've made a whole show out of reading it.
And we've read stuff from Price a couple times, and I have more from him we're going to get to. So
Yeah.
So don't worry. Email, even if you've sent us an email before, email us again. We love hearing from you. And I believe, too, if you get on Amazon Prime, you can watch Bo Rat 2. That's out now. You can check it out.
Thanks so much for listening. Until next time, apple banana tube.
Oh no, it's our new sign off. Until next time, always remember Apple Banana Tube.